Hi everyone, I am Zafrullah, and today I have invited Mr. Ehsan Abdo, uh, one of the famous and renowned personality. He has around 15 years of experience in the field of HSE. He worked in Middle East as well as in Pakistan, mostly in client sectors like Saudi Aramco. So I warm welcome to Ehsan Abdo. Thank you for giving us a precious time.
Hi everyone. Thank you, Mr. Zafarullah. You have given me opportunity to brief something our new generation, new professional, and we will definitely share our experience. Today we are going to conduct one session on the topic of crane and crane component accessories, how cranes works, and what we will take the engineering controls measures and how we can take heavy lifts. And we will detail in this section all we will discussion.
Yes, Mr.
So
Hassan. Thank you so much. You already informed us the topic. So, guys, today we are going to discuss a very interactive topic that is crane. So, the beginners they have a very good chance to learn from this video, as well as those who are experienced. They can give us a feedback that we should improve ourselves as well. So, Mr. Hassan, are you ready for the questions?
definitely, I am ready for giving any answer.
Okay. So, my first question. Uh, Being a learner,
Yeah.
or just I am supposing that I am a beginner in the crane. So what do you know about crane?
Yeah. Basically, crane is a mechanical machinery where we can take heavy loads to one place to another place safely. So now in our oil and gas sector and construction site, there are a lot of cranes, type of cranes, and mostly which are being used. There are vehicle mounted crane and tower crane and gantry crane and one another crawler crane. So there is a different types of boom. Also latest boom in crawler crane and vehicle mounted crane. They have a hydraulic boom crane. So let's move on
Yeah.
another topic.
Yes. Thank you.
Other question.
And I have seen mostly hydraulic cranes on my site. So thank you for information. Second question. Uh, let's suppose if crane is coming to our site. So what factors should we consider?
First of all, we will consider the ground stability because this is the very necessary to we will check, we will respect the ground condition. It should be firmly ground stability of crane, and we will extend the crane outriggers and completely we will check surroundings. They should be perfectly firm grip in the stability of crane. Then what we will consider which project we are going to conduct. So some factors we will consider either when where we perform the crane activity, we will consider the electricity or electrocution because if energization or energy lines are going to nearby crane activity, then we will keep away maximum safe distance according to energy level, right? And then we will again consider the some hydrocarbons associate lines. Then we will conduct some assessment, risk assessment, that how we can conduct or perform our activities safely in safe manners. So these types of factors, first of all, we will consider.
Yes, thank you for your information. The third question, uh, uh, can you please tell us that when our safety engineers or officers or advisors, when we are going to inspect our crane, what factors or what things should we consider to inspect the major components or minor, whatever you know. So, what should we consider while inspecting a crane?
As I have already before told you that this is the mechanical machinery. So first of all, we will check how much components inside the machinery. So we will check the main boom, main hook. Then in main hook, beside the main hook, there is another hook. We say auxiliary hook. So we will check their SWL, safe working load, there must be mentioned safe working load. We should have a safe working load certificate that this is the inspected and tested. Then we will check these are the components of crane. So I am talking about that. Then we will check the rope where our hook auxiliary or main hook is connected with rope, and this rope is going to attach with the boom. Boom, they have a lot of 2 3 sections. So this wire rope is attached with boom, and then boom is connected the backside of operator cabins. There is a drum, cable drum.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
cable drum and pulley, there is a pulley mechanism to connect with each other. So we have to properly check these all ropes should not be any damage, any kinks, whatever. We have to check the lubrication, everything. Then we will check the load movement indicator, which is also attached with the boom, and operator can see the angle. When he will take any load, we must consider 2 3 things: angle, boom length, and radius. So these are major things. Then we will check all the other associate components, means inside the operator cabins they have SLI, safe load indicator system, and there is a program computerized inside load chart and angular length, whatever. When he will take any load, just he will hold down, then everything is mentioned there. So how much load is load capacity, and which angle you are taking, which length of boom, and so we are checking all these things. And then the safety lights, these are also connected with SLI. So these things must be checked prior to any activity. And then there is an engineering control which is attached of top of the boom. We say NT2 block. So it is very necessary, because when we uh, move the wrench, and then load will be upside, then these range they will there is an NT2 block. Once we will attach that any range, it will be suspended, it will be closed, and one beep inside the operator cabins will come, and we can stop the activity. Otherwise it will be tilt, and our load can be collapsed. So these things are very essential, which we are going to uh, means consider.
Thank you for detailed information. Like you said that LMI, load movement indicator, and
Indicator, SLI.
NT2 block hook is very
Yeah,
important. Huh?
yeah.
So we have to consider in our mind. Also, this outer riggers, we have to
Yeah.
check any leakage in the outer
Yeah.
rigger. And
Outer
in upper,
riggers should be fully extended,
fully extended.
and there should have one pads around this outer riggers, and also uh, documentation works. We can also check the how much load capacity, and we cannot extended the load capacity. There is a factor some 85% load capacity.
And
Crane load
yes,
capacity
Mr.
we
Hasan,
cannot exceed any
yeah.
load.
Yeah, you're right.
These are things. Competency of rigger and competency of
Yes, yes. In
operators
operator
should be
cabin, we
considered.
also have to consider, we have to check the fire extinguishers, first aid kits.
First aid kit, fire
These
extinguisher,
extra
yeah.
items should be available. And one more thing, Mr. Hasan, I think for wind.
Yeah.
So
This is also environmental factor. We will
Yeah.
check also how much wind speed is there, because if
Meter.
high wind we cannot consider start the operation of lifting operation. There is some parameters, and different unit you can measure through anemometer, and they are also fixed some anemometer in the inside the crane, and 32, this is the standard 32 kilometer per hour, and in miles 20 miles per hour, and knots 70.5 knots per second. These are the 9
Yeah.
meter per second square. These are the
So
parameters.
it's very clear, I think, in detail. So we have to also check the anemometer. Huh? So that's good. So my last question, Mr. Hasan, from you, that whenever we are going to start a lifting
Yeah.
on site, so prior to lifting, what factors we should consider? We check the crane, everything else. Now operation is started. So what things at that time we should check?
Now this is the main thing what we are taking. This main thing is the load. How much load is low load or heavy loads. Then we will check the competency of those in operation their persons are involved. Okay, the riggers competency and operator competency. Then we will consider the how much uh, according to load we have capacity of crane or not. Then we will counterweight definitely put in the backside of the crane. This is the a systematic way. Documents definitely will check load test certificates, and rigger will is responsibility of rigger. He will check the ceilings and shackles, all third party visual inspection, lifting plan. He will make. He also make the sketch also diagram that which type or which angle, how radius is uh, from the center of gravity to lifting load, and what is the measurement he will calculate, and then we will start. After all things we will check and ensure, then we can give him startup through, and other additional derogation and signages, whatever tag lines. He will control the tag lines. He will give signals to operator cabins, and operator cabin should be transparent without any curtains, whatever. We should not allow in the site. So, and one main contact international signal are recognized here. So,
Yeah, thank you so much for detailed information. He, as Mr. Ehsan mentioned, that there should be a one main contact, means rigger. Without rigger, no one can give a signal to the operator, because if other people give, maybe the condition worse. So uh, I think it's enough this session. And thank you, Mr.
you.
Ehsan Abdo, for
Thank
your
you.
precious time. And really, I appreciate you because you give us a practicable knowledge that we cannot get from the books. So from your experience, you share with us. Thank you for your
And
time.
deeply, lot of things we cannot go through these things because in sunlight, what we will do, and some hydrocarbons, and what is the identical lifting procedure. This is a different type of, but we are not going through it. Just discuss about the general uh, mm, some information share with you guys. Thank you all of you.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you.